The nationwide protests are in response to a recent international ad campaign, which has been criticized by many as being racist. Members of opposition party Economic Freedom Fighters are leading the protests. The Swedish retailer apologized for the advert, which shows a black boy wearing a sweater that says "coolest monkey in the jungle." Well, Yusuf Abramjee is a social activist and founder of Make SA Safe. Thanks for joining us, Yusuf, for joining us from Pretoria. First of all, why have the Economic Freedom Fighters reacted this way as a party? What's in it for them?
Well, Sandra, I think many South Africans were taken by surprise. Saturday morning is usually a very busy time in the malls throughout South Africa. And shortly after 10 o'clock, people dressed in the EFF regalia, the red shirts, stormed into a number of shopping malls in a number of provinces. They staged protests and pickets, but in many of the malls, the protests became violent. The clothing was thrown to the floor, items and equipment was broken, and it's all in response to the ad that you referred to earlier, which, by the way, H&M apologized for earlier this week and withdrew the advert and even withdrew the shirt in question. But the EFF is adamant it's racism. And just a few moments ago, the deputy leader of the party, Floyd Shivambu, tweeted, and I'll quote him, "This nonsense of H&M, of a clothing store, is now facing consequences for its racism. All rational people should agree that the store should not be allowed to continue opening in South Africa, and well done to the fighters who physically confronted racism." That was a tweet from the deputy leader of the Economic Freedom Front, which is the second largest opposition party in South Africa, Sandra.
So is that your sense then, Yusuf, that a majority of South Africans are behind the way this party has reacted? Do you think it'll go down well?
Well, we know we've got a lovely constitution that guarantees us the right to protest, but protest peacefully. I don't think anyone would have had a problem if these protests were peaceful, without any violence at all. But unfortunately, we saw the protests taking an ugly turn in many of the busy shopping malls like Sandton in Johannesburg, Mandlin in Pretoria, where they physically caused damage running into millions of rands. The reaction generally has been one of condemnation. We are still waiting for an official reaction from the South African government, from the police service. At one shopping mall outside Johannesburg, police were forced to use rubber bullets to disperse the protesters. But the reaction generally has been one of condemnation, although a lot of the EFF supporters are saying they will continue. In fact, the leader or the commander-in-chief of the EFF, Julius Malema, just tweeted within the last hour, and I'll quote, "We will never be told by any fool on how to fight our oppressors, particularly those who have not been at the picket lines. There's no formula on how you should fight the oppressor except more action against all races individually and collectively this year." So the commander-in-chief of the EFF indicating it's only the beginning and they might even escalate their protest action.